How I wish I can speak the heavenly language so all of you can understand me today. Unfortunately, we are still in this world, so I must speak the language that I can speak, which is English, among other things. I was asked to speak about unity in diversity. It is very difficult to describe what unity is. Unity is something better imagined or pictured. So bear with me as I go through a couple of clips so you can see what unity is in all of its different shapes and form. All right? So imagine with me unity as in harmony. Harmony, the coming together of musical notes simultaneously to produce pleasing music to the ear. Imagine with me oneness. Oneness. Different parts working in sync or in tune or in time with one another. Unity. Imagine with me togetherness. I am from the island of Tonga. We love not soccer. We love rugby there. So I'm pretty sure you are very familiar with this picture ever since Argentina joined World Rugby. Togetherness. Togetherness. The All Blacks team is the only team in international sports of any kind that has won 93% since the decade it has reigned as world number one, all of its victory. Togetherness. Imagine unity. Last but not the least, I cannot talk about unity without talking about soccer. All right? And of course, with soccer comes Messi, as you all know. So let's see what Messi has for us.
That's what they came for. And Lionel Messi finally rewards them. Well, you know, he's going to be present on the pitch, possibly creating and taking that goal for himself. Just seems to have a little bit of extra zip in his stride. And it's a fantastic finish.
Unity. Imagine. Combination. In terms of soccer, the sequences of passes that is used to unlock the score goal. All right? Unity. Unity is very difficult to describe because unity is an intangible quality. It is a synergy when different parts come together as a whole to achieve a common objective. Let me talk a little bit about diversity, then I'll put them together. What is diversity? All right? Diversity is differences, gender, male and females. I remember when I was married, I wish somebody had given me the book to read that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. All right? If they had, probably many of my communicational problems would have been sorted out immediately. For instance, when my wife starts talking about a challenge, I, as a male, likes to what? Solve the problem. Whereas my wife just wants me to what? Hear and listen, keep my mouth quiet, and move on. All right? When I talk about diversity, I talk about something called, what's this? Races, ethnicity. No, there are many races under the sun. One of the places I love the most is India. Do you know how they say yes around the world? We say yes in what way? That's how we say yes, right? When you go to India, how do they say yes? This is how they say yes, right? In India, I love their food. First week I arrived, they love curry, so I ate curry. I ate chicken curry. I ate lamb curry. I ate goat curry. I ate egg curry. I ate spicy curry. I ate cheese curry, hot curry, cold curry. By the time the second week has passed, I wanted to go home, just like the children of Israel in the wilderness. They wanted some meat other than curry from Tonga, which is Egypt. All right? Diversity defined our differences in terms of who we are, where we are from. Last one, but not the least, age. When we talk about age, we are talking about generational differences. I now live in the States. My parents are able to speak in English and Tongan. It's a blessing for me. But most generations that live in foreign countries, the parents or the grandparents can only speak the native tongue. The children can only speak the English language, and the parents in between does the translation between the generations, right? Our age group, imagine that arriving in the workplace. I am teaching 2019 at Southern. I am surprised to say that the post-millennials are in my classroom. Things that worked for students before does not work for these band of students. I have to try new things because new age generation is in my environment. So when I talk about these things, I talk about surface level diversity. Let me move on. What about deep level diversity, beginning with our attitudes? For us, there are certain people that we don't like. Let me recall, I was in, again, India. Apologies for any Indians in my audience. But I remember when India was playing Pakistani for the World Cup of 2003, I was there in India. It was the semifinals, and India won the World Cup. The Times that came out the next day, the news, India won against Pakistani. On the news the next morning, India has won the World Cup. It was just the semifinals. All right? Attitudes, our attitudes towards others. Another deep level diversity is our belief system, our worldview, the assumptions that we hold that makes the world coherent to us. Now, another diversity that we have, our differences can be defined as our core values, the basis upon which we make decisions and actions, right? Our core values. So let me put them together in an iceberg, and this subject is very familiar. When we look at people and their differences, we are talking about surface level diversity. When we look at people but do not see what makes us different, we are actually looking at deep level diversity. It is the deep level diversity that is actually formed by the cultures that you came from, by the background that you have, the experiences that you are in, and the family that you were born to. It is very difficult to be united when we are very different in the deep level diversity. Does that make sense? Let me put that together in a systems thinking. Very quickly, input is diversity. Any system that involves human beings, diversity. What does that mean? Surface level diversity. Combined together with our deep level diversity, if we put it in a transformation process, we will have a choir, we will have a rowing champion, we will have the haka, togetherness, or we will have soccer, team games. Or, let me put it in another way, if we input diversity into the system and transform them correctly in a process, we will bring out unity, right? Therefore, conditions under which effective transformation process takes place. What are those conditions? Very simple. Leadership is one of them. Leadership is one of them. Level 5 leadership is a book by Jim Collins, right, called From Good to Great. These kind of leaders possess two things. Number one, professional will. Number two, humility. I wish they didn't do 10 years of research on popular companies to come up with that. They could have just read the Bible, and they would have come up with the same principle. All right? This level of leadership, you will combine it with the right people for the common purpose. What do I mean by right people? I mean people that are true to the needle, true to integrity as the needle is to the pole. I mean people that are honest, people that are hardworking, people that are persevering. I mean people like everyone who's seated here today. You are all the right people, right? Combined with common purpose, whatever the purpose is. It could be soccer, it could be singing, it could be rugby, it could be rowing, whatever the purpose is. And you put those three things in an environment of trust, we are able to become united. Why? Trust is the glue that holds the organization together, right? It is the basis of trust. Trust defined is when we have vulnerabilities, but we chose not to exploit it. Unity is possible at the family level, right? Unity is possible at the family level. I am from Tonga. My wife is from the USA, a third-generation Tongan. Cannot speak Tongan, speaks only in English. My boys were born in the Philippines. Cannot speak Tongan, can speak Tagalog, which is the Filipino language, speaks English, and thinks that they are Tongan. All right? And now we are living in the United States of America. Unity is possible. Me and my wife and my family are still together. Praise the Lord. All right? Unity is also possible at the organizational level. Every success story at the organizational level, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and any other company that you combine together, it is because of unity, the ability to bring different parts together to work together as a whole. Unfortunately, when we come to the national level, unity is extremely rare. At the national level, unity is extremely rare. There are events that will bring us unity at the national level. For instance, in 1958, Brazil won the Soccer World Cup. It was our first country from South America to actually win. You will know your soccer history better than me, the World Cup. In Europe, of all places. The celebrations in Brazil, where you see different ethnic groups coming together in unity, was amazing. It's possible. Another occasion for unity is possible when there is a calamity. If there is a natural disaster of any kind, it will bring people together. Why? Because we are reminded of our humanity. I remember 9/11, 2001, when that happened around the world, majority, if not all of the flags of our countries went half-mast as a sign of what unity can bring when calamity happens around us. So unity is extremely rare or impossible when it comes to the global level. Unity is not possible, sad to say. When it comes to the global level, it is impossible. And a clear example of that is the EU, European Union. The regional community cannot come together, how much less the whole world. There are reasons for that, but those reasons can be found in leadership, people, in trust, and a common purpose. It is impossible at the global level. Just look at the discussion on climate change today, right? But here is where I draw my conclusion, very quickly. We are not called to live in unity. Bear with me. We are not called to live in unity. We are not accountable to live in unity with one another. We are accountable to live our lives in an environment that can promote, support, or enable unity to thrive. That's what we are accountable for. So, how are we supposed to do that? We are responsible, very quickly, from the good book itself, Micah chapter 8 and verse 6, we are called to do what is what? Right. We are called to love mercy. We are also called to walk humbly with our God. In these three things, we will create an environment of trust. And it is the environment of trust that will enable us to live in unity. Muchas gracias. Thank you.